In this bulletin, gangland widow Judy Moran jailed 26 years for murder. Rioting and looting spreads to cities outside London as thousands turn out to help clean up the capital. And Tiger Airways cleared for takeoff again.
This is 7's 4:30 News with Ann Sanders.
Good afternoon. Gangland widow Judy Moran has been jailed for 26 years for orchestrating the murder of her brother-in-law Des Moran. The woman, who lost 2 husbands and 2 sons in Melbourne's underworld war, cried out, "I am innocent," when the sentence was handed down. Kate Osborne was in court.
And Judy Moran claims a great injustice was done at the Supreme Court today.
Coming up after 5, the national costume Miss Universe Australia will wear at the 2011 pageant in Brazil. But after the break, the city to host the biggest Picasso exhibition ever seen in Australia, and a security scare after white powders found in Parliament House.
That we saw earlier on today. Thanks, Anne.
Bill Evans from Westpac. Thank you, Bill. 7 News is coming up in your capital city at 6 o'clock, and these are some of the stories making headlines.
Thanks, Anne. In 7's Melbourne News tonight, Judy Moran's final plea as a judge sentences her and the man who killed Tuppence Moran to 26 years jail. The British Prime Minister's warning to thugs.
If you are old enough to commit these crimes, you are old enough to face the punishments.
As copycat violence erupts in England's north, and warnings there are pockets of discontent in Melbourne.
Ticking time bomb we're in, ticking time bomb. We're not doing it properly about it.
CASA gives Tiger Airways the all clear as we go behind the scenes at Melbourne Airport.
The biggest project in our history. We've got to plan it very well. We've got to think very carefully about it.
Why a father allowed a dangerous snake to bite his young daughter. Police get set for a massive blitz on Victoria's public transport. Miranda Kerr's advice for young women.
Just embrace who you are and don't try and be anyone else.
And the Bombers' new Tullamarine headquarters. Those stories and more coming up tonight at 6.
Thank you. A dog's ability to provide unconditional love is being used with great effect in US courtrooms. Dogs are providing comfort to those who otherwise would struggle through the legal system without a friendly face.
In the criminal justice system, the people are helped by 4 paws. These are their stories.
You're watching 7's 4:30 News, and these are the stories we're following this half hour. UK violence and looting spreads to cities outside London. Underworld widow Judy Moran jailed for 26 years for murdering brother-in-law Des Moran. A Sydney family, the innocent victims of a drive-by shooting. And Miss Universe Australia unveils her national costume ahead of next month's pageant. The violence and looting scene in London has moved to other major cities in the UK. Thousands of people were deployed in the capital, which remained relatively peaceful, but gangs of youths ransacked stores in other cities, including Birmingham.
For a second night, they came out onto the streets of Birmingham.
Next in 7's 4:30 News, sport with Tony Squires. Now, what's this about being too negative about the AFL?
Yes, well, that's according to the Code's boss, and he says that we're very, very guilty of talking the game down. That's next. And is it all over for Todd Carney, or will he have one more last chance? The rugby league career of Todd Carney is in limbo again. The Roosters bad boy and 2 other teammates have been stood down for a week after breaking an alcohol ban, but could face further punishment. Pat Mollahan has the latest from the Sydney Football Stadium.
Well, Tony, there's no doubt the careers of Todd Carney, Nate Miles and Frank Paul Lewis.
2000 Sydney Olympics. And Anne, if they can make that event as much fun as it was at Bondi, they'll be doing very well.
Huge. Thanks, Tony. See you tomorrow. Next in 7's 4:30 News, we'll get tomorrow's national weather forecast. Time for a look at the national weather now. We're joined by our weatherman, David Brown. Brownie, good afternoon. Flooding is affecting eastern Victoria.
Yeah, that's right, Anne, and good afternoon. A number of rivers in Gippsland have reached minor flood level as the steady heavy rain continues to fall right across the region. That's latest weather, and more details at 6 o'clock.
Thanks very much, David. Have a good night.
Thanks, Anne.
And that's the latest from the 4:30 News team. I'm Ann Sanders. See you tomorrow.